The Nintendo Wii, one of the best gaming consoles of all time. Ask pretty much anybody and they'll know what a Wii is. Legendary console, right? If you had to ask yourself, what is the most legendary game on the most legendary console? What would you say? There's definitely a ton, and it's pretty hard to pick just one, but Mario Kart Wii is certainly up there. At least for me, the game was a pretty big part of my childhood. So today, I'm gonna learn how to execute one of the most challenging yet rewarding shortcuts in Mario Kart Wii. That being the Mushroom Gorge shortcut. Let's not waste any time. In this shortcut, you have to boost off of an edge near the beginning of the track, bounce off a mushroom at the perfect angle while boosting again, and execute the perfect button combination to ensure you get around the entire mountain safely. Doing this successfully pretty much skips the entire track, hence why it's one of the most rewarding shortcuts to learn. It might sound really easy, but it would end up taking me around 6 hours to actually complete this. Here's my entire 6-hour journey with all the pain and anger and agony and misery felt along the way, all condensed into a 15-minute YouTube video. I start by booting up the game and going into a versus race. This isn't the best way to learn how to do this shortcut, but I'll learn that later on. I decided to go with Yoshi and the Mac bike because I didn't know there was an actual meta for this at the time. Anyways, I selected Mushroom Gorge and was ready to give it my first attempt. It went exactly how you'd think it would. I had no idea what I was doing. I kept losing my items every time I fell off the cliff, and I specifically needed mushrooms for this to be possible. Oh shit. So yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. But yes, clearly no strategy in mind, nothing. I mean, I was at least able to hit the mushroom within the first 30 minutes, so I guess we take what we can get. But yeah, I would go on to keep trying to hit the big mushroom continuously, praying the game would give me the mushroom item, which was the only way possible to hit the big mushroom. I had absolutely zero success for the first hour. Even after trying to switch my configuration, learning how to trick off jumps, and downloading a 100% save to unlock 150cc. I even tried going into a dark place in my mind to motivate me, but yeah, did not work. Alright, I just gotta pretend like this is life or death. If I don't make this jump, me and my entire family will die a slow and painful death in a car accident, lots of fire, lots of blood. That was all before I learned an absolutely crucial piece of information. Time trials, where the game literally gives you 3 mushrooms to start with, and there's absolutely 0 comms to get in the way. I really don't know how it took me an hour to figure this out, but it did. Anyways, now that we have guaranteed mushrooms and we're able to simply restart the time trial when I ran out, things were much easier. At least now I was consistently hitting the mushroom and crashing into the mountain, but I still had a long way to go. After several failed attempts at hitting the mountain, I finally somewhat slid across it at an hour and 20 minutes in. Oh! We kind of fucking did it. Did you see that? We kind of like froze for a second. I was extremely happy to at least see a smidge of progress this far in. Not too long after that attempt, I got even closer and actually made it around the mountain, but fell short of landing back on the track. Oh, I'm gonna fucking bust. Oh! Oh my god, we're actually doing this shit. Sorry, I got excited for a second. Ignore what I just said. The trick is to hit the mountain at the perfect angle to maintain traction. Anyways, I somehow managed to glitch out of the top of the mountain and land back on the track, but it didn't count as a lap, so I wasn't going to count that either. But yes, I would go on to fail attempt after attempt for the next hour or so. For every time I failed, a small piece of my determination would fade away as well. But after so much failure and lost determination, something happened that gave me hope. After 2.5 hours of constant failure, I managed to finally slide across the mountain and land on the other side. Ladies and fucking gentlemen, oh my god. Hold on, if it says we get lap 2, that was it. Emotions were high, and I was praying that when I crossed the finish line, it would count as a lap. The closer I got, the more my heart pounded until it didn't count. I was upset, but not enough for me to give up just yet. Give it to me! Fuck! I would continue to ride across the mountain and land back on the track, but the game would not count it as a lap, and I had no idea why. I think a lot of it has to do with just landing in the right spot, but I'm still really not sure. Part of me thinks it was because I was hitting the finish line and then going back up around the mountain, but I don't know. It is safe to say, though, that I was slowly losing my mind from listening to the same goddamn music for hours and hours on end. My Wii remote kept interfering with my Bluetooth headset, which kept making this annoying-ass beeping noise, but enough of that for now. Anyways, after another 2 hours of failure, but closer failure, someone who actually knew how to do this shortcut just so happened to join my stream and offer me some help. A legend by the name of James Natal told me that there was a better configuration to use, that being the Quacker Bike and Baby Daisy. I was also switching between the two mushrooms near the beginning, and he said the first one would be easier. I was also using a mushroom to boost onto the first big mushroom, but he was also saying I should be using a mushroom on the mountain itself. I would later find out that this wasn't entirely true, but I still appreciated the help. With my newfound knowledge, I would continue to get closer and closer to success. I was continuously able to get around the mountain and land back on the track, but again, the game wasn't counting it as a lap. That is until a little bit over an hour later where everything changed. After 6 grueling hours of absolutely zero success and painfully slow progress, we finally got our golden attempt. I don't even know how many attempts this took total, but it's easily in the hundreds. Anyways, I set it up just like any other attempt. I lined myself up with the big mushroom and boosted into it. After hitting said mushroom, I tricked off of it and hit the mountain at the perfect angle. I mean, just the way I slid across the mountain looked perfect, but I wasn't going to get my hopes up just yet. I landed back on the track seamlessly and made my way to the finish line to see if all my work had paid off. And by some miracle, it did. Yes! Fuck yes! We fucking did it! Yes! Motherfucker! After a well-deserved celebration, we ended up completing the challenge in 6 hours, 7 minutes, and 3 seconds. Let's just say I was extremely happy to see this challenge completed, because there were many times along the way that I wanted to give up, but the important thing is that I never backed down from the challenge and saw it all the way through. But yeah, if only I learned this like a decade earlier, I would have been able to actually use this in races. Nevertheless, I came and did what I said I'd do. It was pretty nice coming back to the Wii after all these years and playing one of my favorite games again, even given the circumstances. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this challenge and be sure to like and subscribe for more. Take it easy and see ya in the next one. Later.